Yo, hey, what's happening? Nobody right now, but hopefully soon to be somebody here in the future.
Woo.
I am you. Oh wait, let's back up. You are now listening to the Lifting Ugly podcast, episode number 11. I am Craig Bird, and this man over here to my right, possibly left, depending on how it shows up on video, is none other than.
They call me Alkai. What's good?
There we go. Smooth like.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happening, man? How's things going?
Good. Training was killer this week. Work was good. So yeah, good week. Can't complain.
Good. So I saw from posts that you're building back up as far as kind of your numbers go.
Yeah. I'm working with my buddy Ryan Rubio. Super smart dude, super killer. I was going to work with Josh again, but it's kind of nice to have somebody here because he wants to train with me too. So it's kind of nice to have his eyes and then my buddy Anthony's eyes on me too. So yeah, we're kind of just starting from scratch and kind of building back from all that stupid shit that happened with my hip and my lower back a couple months ago, and everything's going pretty well. Hit deads yesterday. My lower back's a little tight, but that's about it. Pain-wise, I'm feeling pretty good. Strength-wise, I'm getting there. It's more so the mental aspect. Just with every time I step up to the platform, I'm kind of like, ugh, what if my back freaks out again? What if my back freaks out again? And blah, blah, blah. You know how it goes. That same monotonous crap that comes along with coming back from an injury.
So what were you working your top sets at then?
So this week was a 3x5 at 455, and then he has me doing a 1x5 at 6.5 RPE and a 1x5 at 7.5 RPE. So for those that don't know, RPE is rate of perceived exertion. So it kind of allows you to gauge how you're feeling that day based on stress, sleep, and eating and all that kinds of stuff. So generally with the 6.5, I bump it up about 10, 15 pounds. And then for the 7.5, I'll bump it up probably 25 to 30. So I finished off the day with 1x5 at 475 and then the top set at 495. So nothing substantial, but we're getting back. I'd rather take my time with it.
So are you still planning on June?
Oh yeah. No, I'd like to do the South Dakota meet. That'd be killer.
Okay. I have 2 people going so far.
Is it Nicole and
Shelby? So I have two females going. So
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So if we can we can get a nice little team this time and not have a bunch of wieners back out like they did last time.
Yeah. I know Wyatt wants to do it too. And maybe we can convince Jordan.
Yeah, because Jordan's got one coming up somewhat soon, right?
Yeah, he wants to do one either at the end of this month, which I don't think we should do. I think we should do the end of next month. Just because we're about to finish the volume block. So I want to have enough time where we can get like a good 10, 11 weeks with a strength block and a peaking cycle.
Yeah, he's filling out quite well, I must say.
Yeah. The last video I saw of him, I was like, damn, dog.
Yeah, he's a thick little
the dwarf king.
Like a little pocket tank.
Dude. Yeah, and I'm excited to see what numbers he's gonna put up. So
speaking of upcoming meets, do you remember? You probably won't remember his name. His name's John Blair. Didn't come in all the time. He would come in periodically from out of town, but every time he was here, he would lift. He was like 6'4".
Oh, the kind of the buff white guy.
Yeah. So
yeah. He was cool.
He played tennis in college.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he's doing a meet in Vegas next weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
And so
that's really cool.
He was asking me about like openers and what I thought he should do for like his deadlifts and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's looking like I think he's going to open at 555.
Wow.
for his deadlift, and then shoot for hopefully, like, depending on how he feels, obviously, but shoot for 6 on the third hit.
Also, like a 555, 570 something, and then balls
yeah,
deep
if
for
that
6.
depending on how those feel, just
Nice.
he'll already have a good number in, so he
'Cause
might as well just
Oh yeah, shoot for the moon. Why not?
yeah.
He told me he wanted to get near a 400 bench. I was like, damn, that's good shit.
I think he's mid 3s. I mean, you're talking this kid's got long levers too.
Oh, dude, the guy's got arms for days. Like he's definitely a lanky kid, but that's the cool thing. Well, I mean, that's the same thing with Wyatt. Is like once you get them to start eating right and training properly, like they'll fill out and they're just huge.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what he'll end up bringing. So he's doing juniors. He's doing tested juniors.
Okay, for what federation?
It's a USPA.
Nice, cool.
So I told him to get a hold of the director about his belt. I said that may be your only hang up right now.
Why? What is he using?
I don't know. I don't know the brand offhand. I mean, it's a lever belt, but it's not like a Cerberus or a Pioneer or any of those.
I think the only stipulation is it can't be more than 13 millimeters in width, I think.
And then like 4-inch.
Yeah. It can't exceed 4 inches and 13 millimeters. So I think as long as you're in those specs, you're fine.
So they don't quote me on that. They don't do the branded belts like they do with everything else.
I mean, I'm sure there's some weird rule about it, but I think for the most part, it's just the 4 inches and the 13 millimeter.
Yeah, so I told him just to double check on that because
there's
SPDA.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's an approved gear list on USPA's website too.
Yeah,
so you don't have to.
He's like, I don't remember seeing this on there. I said, well, then you might want to get a hold of him beforehand. I said, the last thing you want to do is show up at weigh-ins and have him be like, "That's your belt. You can't wear that." So then you're
shit out of luck.
Yeah, I was like, because you're not. I mean, you're gonna have a tough time finding one in a week if you have to change it out, let alone, day of. Like,
I mean, I don't know of any stores where you can just go in and buy a lifting belt. So.
I guess if you have the opportunity, that might be the case. Probably Vegas is going to be your best bet. Of that being a possibility anyway.
You might just have to buy like a crappy Harbinger or something like that.
Ugh. Get a Walmart Gold's Gym.
It just pops right open on your first attempt of squats. Just.
I don't think they'll allow those ones either.
I fucking hope not.
So my week went pretty good. Squats were good.
Mm-hmm.
Bench, my shoulders just being so weird these days.
Is it just from the cold?
It just locks up. I don't know what it does. Like it feels good, and then like I did a set of 3 at 375.
Yeah,
and then I couldn't even get it to push off of the rack after that. Like it would not generate any sort of power to move off the pegs.
There's got to be a nerve pinch in your upper back or some shit that's making that happen.
Yeah, I need to go see Shayla probably.
Yes, you do,
and have her work me over.
She is our savior.
Now that I'm getting a little bit of money trickling in, I need to invest in myself, I guess.
I think it's about time, Gregory. I think it's about time.
So if I can get that handled, deadlifts went good today. Anyone that didn't see, posted a quick little thing. The video cut out before I really hit the top of the 620. It went like I got the shakes pretty good.
Yeah. It's all right. That just means you're using leg drive. I like it.
So I did pull. I mean, I did end up locking it out. I have a witness. Mr. Hans Plock was there rooting me on. So.
Young Hans.
Yeah, young Hans. And then I debated at the top. I held it for a second.
Yeah.
And I just throw this down out of, yes, I did it. And I'm like, I'm going to slow negative this thing all the way to the ground.
Gross.
So I went that direction just for the added. the added shitty factor into the
Because
whole
why
thing.
not, right?
Yeah. And then did some stiff legs or some RDLs.
Nice.
Used the worthless 35-pound bumper plates for that.
Oh, you found them
Not to pull on, but just to set up on.
Oh,
So I put the bar and the weights on the 35s to hold them up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, like I said in my post, other than 35s being used to identify communists and CrossFitters, that's the only other purpose that they have that's positive.
So you didn't go full commie, you just kind of went a splash of socialism.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of commies. So I was checking the analytics of the podcast streaming.
Yeah.
And so this last week we got another hit from our friends in Brazil.
Nice.
Somebody is a pretty regular listener over in Brazil. So if that's you, thank you much. And again, let us know. If you pay for whatever the shipping might be, I'll get you something over there so you can rock some Lifting Ugly gear.
Yeah.
Out there in Brazil. And then we had a download from Russia.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Spies in our midst.
I know they're trying to take over our lowly podcast.
Yeah. Hey, that's step one, and then they take over the planet.
Yeah. So the Ruskies are on attack.
The Ruskies.
But if that's you, thank you for downloading and listening, and keep listening.
Oh,
we're not just talking shit about you. We do that for everyone. So just feel it included.
Oh yeah.
And
the amount of the way I see it is if you're not getting shit spewed in your face, then we don't really like you in the first place.
That's right. So we appreciate everyone from the United States. The website has received few visits from Canada.
Nice.
No purchases, Canadians. You Canucks, step your game up, but they're at least visiting. And
I mean, at least they're scoping it out.
Yeah, had a visit from somebody from Bangladesh. Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe they wanted to see if we were using the shirts that they make in their factories down there.
Oh God.
Some 6-year-old kid was on the website trying to figure out if that was the shirt that he made.
That's why our shirts are pretty cheap. It's all child labor.
Child labor at its finest.
Yeah.
Don't let that kid's work go out in vain.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no labor laws here.
That's right. Support your
local
workers.
dictator.
Yeah. Those little Asian kids need your support. They got families to feed, people. You don't buy their stuff, then who's gonna put food on the table?
Oh my God.
Support.
Oh my God.
We love you, communists. Thank you. All right. Uh-oh. He's dying over here, people.
Woo!
Say your prayers for Alki. All right. So as always, I am coming to you from Monument Fitness in Grand Junction, Colorado. If you ever swing through this sometimes beautiful area, go ahead and hit me up, and we'll get a session in down here. You can visit us at Monument Fitness on Instagram, or go to monumentfitness.com, or you can get a hold of me here, which will also link you up to anything Monument Fitness related at lifting_ugly, lift ugly, lifting ugly. Search all those things anywhere you might be, and you will be able to find us in the podcast, in the social media, in everything that there is.
Oh yeah.
To get a hold of Alki, whether you are interested in training, whether you just want to tell him how sexy he is, you can.
There's an option.
He will take all those things, all those messages.
I'll take it all. I won't.
At Salty Boy with an I instead of a Y, SALTYBOI _barbell, to get a hold of Alki. And those of you that are, I know it's still not active. I don't know what the deal is with the Hama_Hapia.
Dude, I don't know what the deal is either, man. Like,
But
I've had
if
people
if you're lucky enough to be on his cyber terrorist list, you can still contact him at that previous Instagram handle as well.
Like, no one can tag me in anything. Like the lifters at Convoy, like I'll give them a lift off, and they're like, "Oh, what's your Instagram?" I'm like, "Well, it's kind of complicated."
See, what happened was creepy Uncle Joe thought that I was a threat to the nation's security.
Yep.
So he put me on alert status.
Shadow banned.
No more obnoxious posts for Alki. So
I'm not set on the salty boy either. So it's probably gonna change here in the next month or so because Well,
for now.
For now.
Yes. It is Salty Boy _ Barbell. Get a hold of him for anything you might need. And for all graphics, does all the graphics for Lifting Ugly, for shirts and all of that stuff. You can get a hold of Zon, zontopia.com at Zontopia. For any graphic arts needs, art needs. He paints, he does digital. He helps set up our liftingugly.com page, all that fun stuff. So he's good at all of it. So make sure you get a hold of him and support him as well. Speaking of support, you can support us, the Lifting Ugly podcast. You can patreon.com/Lifting Ugly. Jump on one of those levels there for monthly support options. It is appreciated, or would be appreciated.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. Don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
Jump on board. We'll expose yourself to us.
Expose yourself.
Well, I won't even talk shit if you join at Gymshark level.
Oh.
So, well,
still contributing.
I probably won't. I guarantee nothing. I probably
doesn't matter.
Won't.
Still had sex.
That's right. It still counts. It was wet.
Yeah.
All right. For all Lifting Ugly apparel, you can go to liftingugly.com and check out hats, shirts, shorts, sweatshirts, hoodies, phone cases, fanny packs. What else I got over there? What else
you got? Baby onesies. You got iPhone cases.
Yeah. I got rid of a few of like the female cut stuff. I dropped just to limit the amount of stuff that was on there. It just really didn't ever even get looked at. And the unisex shirts were good enough for the men and women. So
for sure.
Might as well keep it at that. I am keeping track. There are some things that are out of stock as far as I think sweatshirts and tanks. But as soon as those come available, they will be back available for it. And speaking of, we are going to do a screen share here for something new that is now dropping on the website.
Hit me.
Ready? Are you ready for this?
Hit me with it.
You see that?
Oh, that's a banner, baby.
It's so technically it's a flag.
Oh.
So it is but it's a cheaper option than going with like a full on like vinyl banner.
Oh, I like that.
I believe it is a $35 product.
That's not bad.
So let's go here. So it's got the two eyelets on the one side. You can hang it up at your home like this fine young lady is doing and stare at it. I know she's longing over the banner, as you can do in your own home.
You can do whatever you want with it once you buy it.
You can. Once you buy it, that's on you.
Yeah.
I appreciate the purchase, and what you can burn it. You can burn it after that for all I care.
You can Buffalo Bill it, tuck it between your legs, right around the house.
That's right. So we are going to move this now from a draft to active.
Oh, that's hot.
So it is now officially on the site. Product saved for $35. So if you want Lifting Ugly flag in your home for whatever reason that might be, or in your local gym, you can go ahead and pick that up for a quick $35 drop.
Damn,
and it's yours. You could put it under your gay California flag in your gym.
Hey.
and next to the rainbow flag.
And next to the rainbow flag.
That's not as gay.
No. I've been having people ask about if you're gonna make like Padres stuff. I've got like
was that a yeah in the background?
It's
or was that for something else
right now?
Oh, okay.
Padres
stuff.
Yeah, I've had a couple people at the gym ask about like Padres shirts and whatnot.
That would be a good one actually because they have good logos for that. So
they do.
Yeah, I'll work on that. I'll work on that for baseball season. How's that?
That sounds good because every time I suggest something, they're like, "Do you have Padres stuff?" And I'm like, we're not yet. We're working on it.
Listen, because since I grew up in LA area, I'm not like pro Padres, but what I am is pro making stuff that sells. So I'm also not a Brewers fan, but I did make a Bencher shirt with the Brewers logo. But the Padres hat. Go ahead.
Oh, so that's the best fitting shirt. The Bencher one. It fits so good.
And so the Padres have pretty cool logos with the actual little Padre.
That's what I'm saying. Like he could hold like a barbell or something, and then
yeah. We'll do something with that.
I like it.
Ideas. I like the ideas.
I know. They're everywhere.
Keep them coming, everyone. If anyone else that's listening has ideas on what you may want to see, go ahead and hit us up. Leave us a message here. You can leave us a message on any of the social media, and we'll definitely take all those into consideration. Just like I asked for ideas of stuff that people wanted us to discuss on the podcast, and we did get some of those ideas. So I definitely appreciate all of those. Also available while we have the liftingugly.com little thing up on the screen. You can go there to purchase coaching from Alkai or myself. And so there are different options there. There are. Just the full package is available for you to purchase. So depending on what size of package you need.
The biggest package you can always get. Yeah.
That's right. If you want a big giant package, we got you covered. Mm-hmm. If you want a tiny package, we have a little bit of that as well.
Yeah.
We're here to service you, the people. We're people. Full
service
setup.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so then that brings us to the Lifting Ugly Face of the Week.
Oh, bring it on.
So I think we had more votes this go around than we probably had. Well, the winner got more votes than I've had total votes in other Face of the Week competitions.
Mm-hmm.
So, as talked about last week, about how good the face was.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I got to bring up. So Isaac did win. He ran away with that.
Hey, Isaac, you won.
Yay! Nice.
I think he ended up with 26 votes.
Oh, that's bitching. Nice.
Yeah. And so when he first said that to me, the first thing that came up was the guy from Men in Black. So I had to do the side by side.
No, he was cracking up when he saw it.
Okay. Because Amber kept saying, well, did he comment on it? Was he mad? And I'm like, well, he said he's not a bitch. He's okay with that.
Yeah, no, I mentioned it to him when he looked it up, and he was bawling on the couch.
So she was concerned for him, but
these are the least sensitive dudes on the planet. Don't worry about it.
And I figured if he was that sensitive, he wouldn't have sent it in the first place. So he's the winner. Honorable mention has to go to Wyatt, which is Odin_son on Instagram. I was telling you about the comment. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. I got a great comment on that post. Let's see where are those ones at. He's actually he's a ref for the WRPF.
Oh, nice.
That left the comment. Let's see, where is he at? Okay, he said number one for sure, but the nerdy one almost got me.
Nice. That's our piano man.
I was like, yeah, that's him. That's why he is the nerdy one.
Yeah, he's our strong Elton John.
Yeah, nobody can go from classical to Swedish hardcore metal. Like
Do you remember that day when we were in the fucking garage? And he's like, "Do you guys like Swedish metal?"
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I can't tell you. I don't know that
I got no answers for you.
Like, does it sound like other people's metal, which is with a different language? Not really. It is a little bit different.
Yep.
It fits him because he's a little bit different.
He is.
That's it.
That's our guy. Homeschooled in Colburn. I don't know. For those that don't know, Colburn is a very small town on the Mesa with like, I don't know, 6 fucking people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's as small as it sounds like it would be.
Yes.
Like you wouldn't hear the name Colburn and think that it was a big city or anything near that. So it is what it sounds like it is, and that is a little tiny city in the middle of some hills.
Yeah, on top of a giant mesa.
Yeah, they're hill people.
They are.
That's what they are. And out comes this pasty white, lanky dude.
Who now puts size on. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking back when you guys showed me a picture of Wyatt when he first started with you.
Oh my God, yeah.
And just how tall is he? Like 6'2"?
He's probably like
6'1".
6'3". Yeah, I think is he taller than me? I think so.
Might be
like an inch.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But weighs what? Like, or what did he was like what, $160 when you met him?
Yeah, when I first started. Oh yeah. When I started that barbell club, however many years ago that was, he was like 160. And I'll get like the Snapchat memories on my phone. I'm like, I'm like, dude, I'll send it to him. Like, dude, look at this.
Hey, who's this little skinny boy that would blow away in the wind? Jeez.
Slender man.
So Wyatt receives for his honorable mention.
One back.
And applause. Good job, Wyatt. He had his eye on the prize, and he put a good, valiant effort in.
Just do better. You know,
if it was any other week, he maybe would have won. But going, he did steal the show. Yeah. Oh, and I was supposed to for anyone watching, Isaac's Instagram is Bud Diesel's _and_barbells.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still don't know what the Bud is for, but Diesel's is obviously Diesel Mechanics.
Something to do with the engine on the boat.
Where they store the confiscated weed.
Yeah. It's just a giant chamber of hot weed.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not a marijuana reference for anyone out there. For Isaac cannot smoke marijuana.
No, he is in the Navy.
He's straight edge.
Mm-hmm. But he can hoist weights and play video games. So
he can hoist some weights. He's not just a pretty face that you saw in the Instagram post.
He's not just a big buff otter. He can.
He had some good weight on there. And let's see, who else did we have? I put yours on there, even though I wouldn't let you win anyway.
No,
but we did put yours on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other guy was one of your guys too.
Anthony.
Yes,
that was from years ago, like years ago.
And that one I knew wasn't going to do terribly well because it was a pretty clean looking lift.
It was just kind of a grumpy face.
Yeah, just man, I got the weight, man. Yeah. I try and do mine, like I said. I can't get my face. It just will not go. Maybe just I'm not pushing myself hard enough.
Well, if
I get lifting ugly legs.
That's fair.
My shaky legs. I'm gonna submit my shaky legs for the face of the week.
At least we know you're using leg drive. That's what counts.
Yeah, use it for something.
Yeah,
not for squats not so much, but definitely using the old legs for the deadlifts.
Love it.
All right, let's see. Getting through all that, so I will get Isaac a discount code so that he can buy some stuff.
Sweet stuff.
Because maybe that's why he hasn't bought anything yet, is he's been waiting for a discount code. So now he has no excuse. So if he doesn't order anything, he's dead to me.
Yell at him. He's dead to me.
We're no longer friends that have never met.
Yeah.
All right. So we had a suggestion for a topic. Well, we had quite a few, as I said. The one that we decided to go with, I liked as well. And so we're going to go over post-meet. We'll throw in any competition, not even just powerlifting meet, any sort of competition, whether it's stage, because I think it applies to all of it. Stage, strongman, powerlifting, any competition that you do, the blues that you get afterwards.
Anything that requires a prep
mm-hmm.
and a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. The build up,
mm-hmm.
climax. What do you do after the climax?
Post nut clarity.
And it's usually a depressed state.
Yeah.
What did I do?
What have I done?
Is that what I've become?
Yeah.
Did I really just watch all that?
It's when you're at the bar and they turn on the lights and you see how ugly that person is that you've been making out with for 30 minutes.
You're like,
oh.
So have a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be here next week.
Yeah, cool. I'll see you in the dark.
Yeah. Don't call me. I'll call you.
Yeah.
Type of deal.
Yep.
All right. So I guess my question to you first would be, in your eyes, what do you feel causes kind of this depressed state post a competition, after a competition?
Well, the first thing I think of is like adrenaline dump.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, I mean, I guess you could include it, but not including the entire prep. That entire day is build up, come down, build up, come down, build up, come down. So after every attempt, you're going up to the platform or the stage or whatever. And I mean, for me at least, my adrenaline's pumping. I don't know how most people are with competitions and whatnot, but definitely that adrenaline dump from going, especially after a third attempt, when you're going balls to the wall with something and you might struggle with it or you might fail with it. So that constant build up, you get onto the platform, you either pass or fail, and then you fucking kind of take a stage dive. So for me, it's definitely the constant up and down of adrenaline throughout the entire day. So I think when you're finally done and they're handing out awards, whatever, blah, 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 and your body can finally kind of get back to baseline, for me, it's kind of like that feeling when you take too much pre-workout and you're coming down and the anxiousness from like the caffeine. It's kind of like that feeling for me, I guess.
So for you, how long does it usually last?
I'm trying to think of this past meet. I mean, that entire afternoon, that entire night, that next morning for sure, and probably the next month after. And like I said, from the adrenaline dumps, and then from meeting all the awesome people that don't live in the same area that we do, so we don't like get to hang out. Because to me, that was probably the best aspect of that entire meet, was definitely meeting people and making new friends. Like, it was cool to meet Nathan. It was cool to meet fucking Seth and like all the boys that were down there. So not being able to like go and train with them every day and, shoot the shit that we do every time we go and train was kind of a bummer.
New best friends.
Yeah, new best friends. And it was kind of it's kind of a bummer not to be able to like see them all the time, because Nathan's in North Dakota and or no, he's in South Dakota, and then Seth is obviously in Minnesota. So it's kind of a bummer not to be like, oh, let's go train today, after making a connection with these new people.
Then you have to wait till the next northern meet to connect.
And then I guess, well, from like a prep standpoint too, having to start back from scratch from a volume block that nobody likes to do. That's kind of a bummer as well, because you're not going to touch the numbers that you want to touch for a while. God, I mean, if you run gear, having to come off and then get back to a normal state, which definitely affects your mental and emotional for a little bit. And I guess just starting back from scratch is always kind of a pain in the ass. And then having to correct all the things that need to be corrected and doing things that you don't want to do and all that kinds of stuff. So
I see it, and I've said this before, and I don't pretend like I have. I've never competed in a powerlifting meet. I would love to, if I guess even just to be able to do it, because
yeah,
I know my numbers are never going to be where they probably should be or where I want them to be, but just to do it and have the experience, I need to just do it. But I have done a large handful or two of bodybuilding competitions.
yeah,
And it's the same thing. You have a very long prep time. You have one day of highs,
mm-hmm.
and then you have a letdown. So kind of the way I see it is you have 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, or whatever, however long your prep period of time is. You have this end goal. You're running, you're not running like max capacity the entire time, obviously, but you're putting in everything you have into the training aspect of this, which is mentally exhausting and physically exhausting at the same time. So you're relying a lot on adrenaline to keep you moving to your end goal.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get to that end goal, whether it's 3 months or 6 months, at that point, it's over. So I equate it to the similar as kind of what the chemical reaction to somebody who does cocaine or meth.
Yeah, they come down.
You get this super, super high.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you don't have it anymore, you're missing all that. You're missing that chemical reaction in your brain that is giving you that basically your pleasure. Your pleasure center is not receiving what it was.
Yeah.
And you don't have anything. You don't have and once that's done, your goal is done. So then what are you looking forward to? And then you have the recovery aspect. So even if you have another goal, you still have to recover.
Yep.
And in that recovery, there's a physical recovery, there's a big mental recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to let your body do it. One of the worst things you can do is jump right back in and start and going full on, because then you're going to end up hurting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I had one competition I did the competition, I think I got second or something like that. I was pleased with the results. Went out to dinner, ate everything. And at that time, I had a couple beers. I didn't go get like hammered, but it was a time where I didn't care if I drank or anything. So, had all those things. I swelled up so bad.
Oh God.
For a month, I had my legs and feet were like a pregnant woman's.
Oh wow.
So like you couldn't see my ankles, and it looked like the skin on my feet and my lower legs was gonna split.
Holy
like the
shit.
skin was, it was bad. So like I'd wear like ankle socks and I'd take them off, and it was like it spilled over, like it was like spilling over the side.
Yeah.
And it's because I didn't unprep correctly. So I had this physical reaction because I didn't reverse diet, as they like to call it, out of it. I just went full bore.
Balls deep,
And so that was the last time I did that, because basically what I had to do is I had to do another competition dehydration process.
Oof.
And then I had to do that for like a week and then come back and rehydrate before I could get my food back in order, like where it was supposed to be. And so that's a whole other aspect, of when you don't give yourself the time, you don't give yourself the ability to recover properly, just the downside that there is to it. I had another one where I had a coach that every time this is what sucks. Every time I've had a coach for bodybuilding, I've ended up getting screwed after the competition. So there was that one. And then the other time I had a coach, I had my supplement list that I was supposed to be taking. And I said, okay, what do I do afterwards? What's your suggestion afterwards? I just come off, you'll be fine. I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
No.
I said, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I was a month out. I was a month and a half afterwards. I put on 20 pounds, which is normal. I mean, because my stage weight is 230, 235. So putting on 20 pounds is normal. Weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was getting weaker. My weights I was moving in the gym was going down. Everything was getting flabbier. Mm-hmm. And so then I had to go back and I had to like PCT out of that whole thing when I should have had done that, and obviously in the first place.
So you didn't say anything to do.
Yeah. And I knew better. Like, it's not like I hadn't done any of that before. But this guy's coached hundreds of people through tons of competitions.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he knows, maybe he has something. He knows something that I'm not aware of.
So then why would he just give you the nothing information then?
I have no idea. So
that's super lame.
I had to recover. I had to do a secondary recovery on that one as well. And basically for bodybuilding, I never had another coach after that. I did it the way I wanted to do it. Nice. And for me, for bodybuilding, I had the best success that way. It doesn't work for a lot of people. And I mean, I didn't do anything national. I didn't do any of those. I know myself enough to know that just wasn't going to happen. I have too much responsibility to put on the back burner to be able to be that in depth with it.
Yeah, that's
yeah. But powerlifting is different. You don't have to basically isolate yourself from the rest of the world to be successful. And so that's why I want to give it a shot. But I think physiologically and chemical wise in the body, all these competitions are the same. Mm-hmm. I mean, even if you look into like professional sports and you look in, the football, and these guys are putting in work, grinding week after week after week to get to their end goal. Now, whether their end goal is the end of the regular season, into the playoffs, or winning the Super Bowl, I have to imagine they have the same thing. Train, work, and then nothing. And then it's done.
Yeah.
Regardless of the end. So then the question would then become, in your eyes, in your opinion, what is a good way to counteract this feeling or thing that happens?
I mean, I guess there's two ways you can look at it. Did you hit the numbers you wanted to hit? Are you satisfied with the meet? Or did you kind of bomb out and not get any of your third attempts? Because to me, those are going to be two different answers. At least, if you did good, you can kind of ride that high for a bit and you can kind of be super stoked with yourself and, look forward to the next prep. But if, you don't hit the numbers you want to hit, it kind of has that, it adds like another level of urgency that you want to throw into your prep because you want to just get after it for the next one, knowing that isn't probably the best decision. So that first 2-week period when you kind of reload the body and get back to training, not touching a barbell for 2 weeks or not doing anything intense wise when mentally everything's screaming at you just to keep going. Understanding that your body needs to take a serious break, especially your spine with any bar loading. So whether it's squat, bench, or deadlift, it doesn't matter. Your spine needs to take a break. So if you can understand the reason why you're taking a step back from training for that first initial, 2-3 weeks, some people up to a month, depending on how experienced they are. I mean, it can be kind of hard. It's fortunately I've done well at the first 2 meets that I've done. So it's kind of hard for me to look at it from that negative perspective, but I've had friends that have bombed out and they're a mess for, a month or two. And there's nothing you can say or do that's going to make it better. So
this is something that it'd be curious to get. What's his first name? He was at the meet also in South Dakota. Had the really complicated last name.
Austin?
Austin, to get his perspective because. What was it? A month before this meet?
Not even a month. It was like 3 weeks.
He did nationals and should have set world records but then got called on depth, which was ridiculous if you
The
watch the videos.
stupidest shit ever. Like that guy's squat was in the hole. Like that for how
So
wide he was.
Yeah, so he gets called for depth, and so they don't give him the credit. So he misses out on what I'm assuming would have ended up him being pro status, as well as setting records.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to get his perspective on how he was able to. Maybe I'll try and reach out to him and see if maybe he'd be willing to talk to us about it.
Yeah,
about kind of rebounding after that, because coming back 2 weeks later and just burying everything he did.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
like I wonder if he finished that meet though. You know what I mean? Or did he not
bail
take
after
the squat
squats
and then was just like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna look for another meet," which isn't the worst idea if your goal is to get a PR total. You know?
Yeah, if you're looking at world records, if you're looking at records, if you're looking at upgrading your status in the sport, then yeah, I mean, if they cancel out your squat, then you've pretty much your entire meet is ruined at that point.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to get that PR total that you're after.
Yeah.
At all. It's not going to happen.
Not to say that, yeah, that's okay. Go ahead and, and quit. But like you said, if you're like, hey, I'm going to find another meet to get these numbers,
mm-hmm.
then you're not necessarily quitting because you're being a bitch. You're quitting because you're like, well, I'm going to save my energy for this next, for this one that's a few weeks down the road.
Yeah. Well, the dude's experienced enough to know that, like, okay, there's always another meet, but if this one doesn't go well, I might as well just scratch this and then hop to the next one. Even from that mental aspect, like when you bomb out on a squat, it kind of sets the pace for the rest of the day. It's kind of hard to just shake that shit off,
Yeah. So I'll try and get his perspective and kind of touch base again on this subject down the road.
Totally.
And from somebody who failed, but I mean, so that's the difference between failing because you did something wrong and failing because they red lighted you when you obviously didn't deserve it.
You dunked that squat. Like that.
Yeah.
That should have been. I mean, he doesn't look like the kind of guy that's going to cut a squat short either. So there's no way in hell that meet that.
Well, no, yeah. Like, his mobility is not a question.
No.
So it's. We watched the videos and we saw him squat there at that meet, and there's no question about any of his movements. All of his movements were just on point. So yeah, so that's another thing that people might have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So you have failed attempts because you failed. You have failed attempts because of an opinion of a judge that you may disagree with, which is another tough thing to mentally deal with. That's something that you have
challenge. To deal with. If it's in the ballpark, you can challenge it and be like, hey, no, that's horseshit. Like, let's look at the tape again.
Which is good because that's something you have to deal with in the bodybuilding world too, is judge's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But there is no challenging that. You're done.
Oh.
So if you see something, if everyone's like, man, I don't know how you got second. I don't know how you placed where you placed. This guy, they're not judges, which is one thing, but still enough people can see something. It's got to be pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But then you have to deal with the fact that you didn't place and do what you should have done because of somebody else's perception of it. That brings a whole nother mental aspect to the blues.
I mean, that's just competing in general, though. Like a lot of judges,
exactly.
Suck.
Yeah,
like, they just suck.
Whether they're judging, whether it's a referee, if you have a person that is dictating your pass or fail, and it's it ends up being just this small thing.
Yeah,
it's that's not the easiest thing to be able to handle mentally, and it's well, and then it brings in Julius and misloading his bench.
Oh my God! Yeah, for that 780 whatever.
Yeah, and so then having to recover off of that.
Well, then that's the thing too, is you get yourself so deep in that mental area that you need to be in, or that emotional pit that you need to be in to hit that number, and trying to shake off like a misload and then having to get yourself back into that void state it's kind of hard, and it's not as authentic as it was the first time.
Well, and he ditched the rest of it. Didn't he? He ditched his third attempt.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it can't feel good. I mean, something like that. That's just
No, and
that's got to
that's not
physically
like
mess.
well, the thing is too, like when if you fail a number like that, even if you pass a number like that, you are taxing the shit out of your central nervous system. So it's kind of like you need to go in, get yourself to where you need to be, and hit that shit once and be done. Like you can't really just
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm gonna go reload 780 on the bar for me to bench.
yeah. It's like no, yeah, yeah. I got this again.
Mm-hmm.
I got multiple reps of almost 800 pounds in me.
Well, I mean, that's also when experience takes over, knowing when to take a step back, knowing when to be like,
Mhm.
hey, this probably isn't the best idea.
Oh, yeah. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
it's how
Well, I
as
mean,
we talk it.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this. So as we talk about it, there's a lot of different variations that go into. There's post competition, post meet blues when you're successful.
Mm-hmm.
When your meet and your competition you feel is a success, you still have this to deal with. These are on top of taxing your body, your mental, everything.
Mm-hmm.
These are other things that you may have to deal with.
Yep.
On top of that.
I mean,
Now,
especially when you don't do good, it's not even a blues; it's a straight up depression. Like
yeah, exactly.
It eats the fuck out of you, man.
Yeah, instead of I feel down, it's a motherfucker.
Well, it's just anger and sadness all
Yeah.
the time. It sucks.
So I see it as you mentioned, the central nervous system. So anyone who has an idea about how this stuff works, as you put your body through that much stress, your central nervous system basically breaks down, and that affects everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going to affect the way your body moves. It's going to affect the way your brain works and functions. It's going to affect the connection between the brain and the body and how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be frustrating. It's one of those things. Yeah, it is. So I think one of the main things, the biggest things to combat the blues, we'll keep it out of the depressed state of a failed competition.
Yeah.
A perceived failed competition. Let me first say to anyone who's competing in anything, regardless of how it ends up, your competition is not a failure. If you finish the competition, you did not fail.
No,
you did what you set out to do.
Yeah. Well, you went through a whole prep and you fucking did the best you could. You still showed up to that meet. But it's kind of hard to tell that to someone that's just been shit on the entire day.
Yeah. So anyone that's getting ready and moving towards these things, just understand first and foremost, if you are, if you're going through the process, you finish the process, then, I'm not saying you're a winner regardless, but it was a success regardless. The second key part of it is to combat this would be make sure you give yourself the proper recovery.
Well, and also the props you deserve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on top of the physical recovery, you need to understand that you still went through an entire prep. You still gave everything you could with every training session that you had. Getting through the shitty days of training, getting through the good days of training, getting through the nights of no sleep, the stress, the this and that. Like you still went through 16 to 24 weeks of hell, showed up, did the best you could. And if you failed, yeah, it sucks. But you know what? You kind of need to take a step back and be like, you know what? I still completed what I needed to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you give yourself the physical time, the time you need physically to recover. Acknowledge in yourself the fact that you finished the goal that you set. Totally. Just because you didn't maybe hit the weights that you were hoping, your end goal was to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And you competed. Regardless of the result, you did it. You made it. Mm-hmm. Be happy about it. And I know it's hard. I've been there. Sometimes you just fuck this bullshit. Da, 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 da. But in the end, you have to understand you did it.
Mm-hmm.
You set out that goal. You finished the goal.
Oh yeah.
And then another idea that you may want, so that I think a lot of the problem, and I've done this many times, is I end up floundering in the gym after competitions because I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
So if you do a powerlifting meet and you get done with the powerlifting meet, regardless of how you did, what's your next step? What do you want to do next? Do you want, hey, I want to compete again? Great. What's your goal for the next meet? And then once you have physically recovered, start working towards that next goal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to, do you need to better your, do your mechanics need work? Obviously everyone wants to get stronger for the next one, but what are the things you need to work on, and start focusing on those that are geared towards your next competition.
Yep.
And that'll help you kind of refocus on the next thing that you want to do, which will then help get you out of this, oh, well, now what do I do?
Well, that weird purgatory stage when you're done.
Yeah. Because I've spent months, I think I spent 2 years just going to the gym, and they're like, oh, what are you training for? I'm like, maybe I'll do a competition. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do this. And then I had those bad days, and you're like, what am I training for? Why am I here?
Yeah.
Like, I just hurt myself for what?
Exactly. Well, that's why, like, I always advise having a coach. Always have someone that's going to hold you accountable, I mean, my first thing when you're done with a meet or a show, like, don't hop right back onto a prep. Because I can guarantee you a month in, you're going to feel burnt out, and then training's going to go to shit, and then you're not going to enjoy it. Give yourself the time off that you need, because when I'm in prep, I don't do shit. Like, I eat, sleep, train, go to work, and whatever. But I'm not out doing things. I don't go on road trips. I don't go on adventures. I don't do anything. I am strictly prep mode.
So take a vacation. Go
out and do shit that you haven't done for the past like 3-4 months. Especially if you have a significant other, they're making a sacrifice too. Go do something nice for them. Go on a road trip. But you just go. You know what I mean? Like, go do something that it doesn't involve sitting in the fucking gym or just your daily routine.
Though that brings a whole other aspect into it, is if you do have a family, if you have a significant other, as a competitor of any kind, you need to recognize the sacrifice that it takes to be on that side of things. Totally. and appreciate if they're not constantly bitching at you for the things that you're doing, you better appreciate that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because not everyone is that lucky. Not everyone's lucky enough to have a supportive other half, to have supportive kids, to have people behind them in their corner. And that's one of the coolest things I've seen at these meets, and even in bodybuilding competitions, is you see husbands, wives, kids out there, cheering on mom and dad. And that's the dopest thing, because that's should be one of the joys of doing it with a significant other or with a family, is having that support.
Yeah.
So use that afterwards too. Remember what they did for you. They sacrificed too. So don't be a depressed asshole afterwards.
No.
Because it's not fair to the people around you.
Not at all.
And you're going to, because I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
Most other people have done it. It happens, but just try and be at least a little bit of self-reflection so that you can take a step back maybe and be like, all right, these are my people. These are the people that help me. These are the people that I need to support now, since they've supported me through all of this. And like you said, and take care of them. Yeah. Take the opportunity to do things with them, to go out and do the things that, like you said, you haven't been able to do. Reconnect with them. That'll help you out of a funk that you may be in. Those are your people. And if you don't have a significant other or family, where are your boys at? Where's your girls at? Though you haven't been able to do the things with them that you guys like to go do that stuff. Reconnect with your, with that kind of family.
Yep.
Let them propel you into the next stage.
Mm-hmm.
That's what friends and family and your loved ones are that's what they're there for.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what you're supposed to be there for in return to them. So remember that, and don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Or less of one.
Yeah. And then secondly, getting any ailments or injuries handled. Because you don't want to go into a prep feeling like shit. There's absolutely no point in doing that at all. All you're going to do is exacerbate something and make it so much worse, and then you're out for how long? So moral of the story, when you're done with a prep or even in prep, have a massage therapist, have a chiropractor on standby ready to go. Because when I'm in
And don't-
prep, I go every other week.
And don't exacerbate too much or you might go blind.
Yeah, you go over here.
Yeah, so and that's always been my biggest drawback is making sure that I have proper body maintenance and recovery.
Yep.
And that is key, because if your body is not feeling good, then your next go around is going to be worse.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, training's going to go like shit, and then you're going to really hurt yourself, and then you're going to really have to take 6 months to do nothing,
And then you're not starting from square one, but you're starting from
ground zero.
Then it's a whole nother mental aspect to
Yep.
lighten your weight by 150 pounds and try and be okay with that.
Or having to do body weight stuff because you can't load your spine,
Yeah, there ain't nothing more frustrating than that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like every time I was telling Wyatt this time around after competing that, I mean, the biggest reference I can kind of relate the spine to is like a cracked windshield. So after a prep, you're gonna have that initial crack, right? That initial crack is your body telling you, hey, let's take a step back. I don't want to bar on my back. Let's rehab. Let's get back to normal. Every time you decide to put a bar on your back or do something intensive, you're adding another crack. You're adding another crack. You're adding another crack to the point where that windshield shatters, and then you have a serious injury on your hands or an ailment that's going to really stop you from doing exactly what you need to do for training. And especially with the spine or the neck or the hips, something really bad can happen, especially when you're squatting. So always take that time of 2 weeks of like, you're not touching a goddamn barbell. If I see it, I'm going to scream at you. Don't touch a bar. Don't even do like intensive body weight or intensive bodybuilding stuff. Because even then, like if you're doing, 15, 20 reps of everything, you're still
exhausted. You're still in an exhausted state.
So like go in and do easy stuff, do reps of 3 to 4, do reps of 5. Like don't do anything crazy. Use machines, use cables, use bands.
Bands, yeah.
Dumbbells. Like just keep it simple.
KISS.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it simple, stupid. Quit being a dipshit.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah. So I don't know. I think that kind of covers everything, right?
I think we touched all the holes on that one.
Yeah. So yeah, biggest thing, it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think making sure you have proper recovery.
Uh-huh.
I think using a support system is a good idea, whether family or friends, and finding another goal.
Yeah.
Deciding what you want to do next. And so that way you are not either dismissing the gym or just kind of floundering around in the gym trying to figure out what you want to do. So and the goal doesn't even need to have to, I don't think it has to be another competition right away. No. But just find something you want to do. Yep. That's gonna keep you going and keep you focused and keep you motivated.
Oh yeah.
And then I think all those things will help your mental, if you're physical, your support, and goal set. If you're goal setting, if those 3 things are on point, I think your mental will swing around.
Oh yeah, totally.
Regardless, I mean, those are key things in your life that you really want to. Regardless in life, those are things that you want to make sure that you have taken care of. The end.
The end.
All right, so I did a little different thing for white lights, red lights.
Nice.
So we're gonna do more of a versus type of thing. So I think we did this. What did we do this one with? We kind of did a similar thing with. I don't remember when it was, but anyway. Oh no, we did the movies. We did did the top 5 movies.
Yeah.
So I have 2. Well, it's 4 things. Okay. One versus another. Got it. So that's all right.
If I think of one, I'll shoot one your way.
There you go. All right. Okay. So the first one is Seinfeld versus Friends.
Oh, what the hell? The way I see it is like Seinfeld is like just kind of a more Jewish Friends.
Okay.
The way I see
it.
Yeah. So I mean,
right.
Like I don't want to watch either. if I'm being real clear. I guess Friends, because Jennifer Aniston is just solid. And
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it at that because both shows suck. So Jennifer Aniston is the reason why I chose Friends.
All right. I find value in both. I both have their moments.
Yeah.
I think I would go Seinfeld over Friends just strictly for the fact that it's not like there's not an intercast relationship
Oh God.
kind of deal that they're always in relationships, but it's always other people, and usually their relationships only last like an episode.
Oh yeah.
You know, like real life.
Like real life.
Relationships last about one episode. So I'll go Seinfeld over Friends. I don't seek out Friends at all, but if it's on, I'll chuckle. I don't mind chuckling a little bit
with the fake audience in the background.
Yeah. I have rewatched Seinfeld, and I have a better appreciation as I'm older for that show than I did when I was younger. I hated it. I hated both of them when I was younger. But as I got older, I think when I was in my 20s, I think I appreciated Friends a little bit more. And then like later 30s, early 40s,
yeah,
I see the value of Friends. I mean, of Seinfeld.
Yeah. Maybe as I get older, I'll appreciate Seinfeld.
Yeah, and I think it may, like, as you're in the age of what the cast is representing, maybe it just makes more sense. Okay, the next one is a tough one.
Okay.
All right, Simpsons versus South Park.
Oh, South Park all day.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah. Like I there are moments in Simpsons where I'm like, yeah. But I can't think of another show where I've pissed myself laughing than South Park. Yeah, South Park all day. I know you're gonna feel differently. I know you're gonna feel differently.
No, I went on a South Park kick for a while, like way back when. And I couldn't stick with it.
Oh, that's
like the humor kind of wore out on me, I guess.
Fair enough.
I mean, I appreciate what they do, and I appreciate the fact that they make fun of everybody and nobody's off limits.
Yep.
But I guess, and then The Simpsons to me has a nostalgic factor to it.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Because when it first came out, I was like 9 years old, I think, when the first episode came out. And so I have that. And it was, to me in my day, it was you don't let your kids watch The Simpsons because it's so bad.
Yeah.
Right? You watch it now and you're like, yeah, what? There's nothing. It's pretty tame. But it was the bad show in the 80s and early 90s. And I rewatch every once in a while. I'll throw it on. I've been on a kick lately.
Yeah.
And there's some moments that are really funny, and I catch things now that I didn't catch when I watched them.
Oh,
before.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
And still one of my favorite episodes is when Marge gets all buff and does a bodybuilding competition.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, dude. She ends up raping Homer, basically. She wants to get down right before the competition, and he's all super scared, and she just pins him down. She's like, I wasn't asking. And then they show him the next morning, and he's just like kind of walking all gingerly through the kitchen. Yeah. That was pretty good. That's because awesome. She drank a bottle of steroids from her friend.
Oh, drank a bottle.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. So it was like a pill bottle, but then she like drank it like Popeye did spinach.
Oh, dear, it's just a whole jar of Animar.
It's like, that's again like real life.
Yes,
just like drink bottles of steroids, and you become strong overnight.
Super strong.
But so that's my I pick Simpsons over South Park.
For sure.
Like I said, probably the biggest thing is going to be the nostalgic aspect of the whole thing.
Well, generationally, the South Park is my generation. So
yeah. So okay, did you see Kimmy's comment?
Yeah, I did.
I think that was probably
Friends and Seinfeld.
The Friends and Seinfeld. Yeah, I would say that must have been in reference to that.
Oh, absolutely.
Which you did come back and say that you were not really a fan of either one of them.
Either one. Nope. Can't do it.
And that's fine because, let's see, when those shows were on, you were what, under 8 years old?
Oh yeah, no, I was just a baby.
Or not born yet.
We're not born yet. Mm-hmm.
You were a giant baby at that time.
Yep, just an overeating baby.
Your poor mom.
Yeah, I know.
Shout out to your mom, who's so supportive of everything that we put out there.
Oh yeah, no, she does great.
She's on board. I see her name pop up and likes and all that kind of stuff, and so she's super supportive. And so that's
she's a cool mom.
She's the cool mom. So I appreciate that. I think it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
My mom doesn't do that.
She just looks at the bleeps and then scolds you.
She's like, "Yeah, you make sure you're not cussing." That's what I get from my mom.
Yeah.
And my wife doesn't even support it because she doesn't jump on. I don't think she's watched any of these.
Thanks, Amber.
I should test it sometime, and I should just go like on a rant and just let loose and see if I get in trouble for it. And then I'll know for a fact if she watches or not. It was a test. It was a test.
It was a test.
I was testing you.
Failed.
Yeah, if she doesn't say anything, then she failed.
Yep.
If I get yelled at, I'll be like, "Oh, good, you passed."
That means you did watch it.
That's right.
And then you're in the doghouse.
Yeah, it's a kind of a lose-lose situation.
It's a very much a lose-lose situation.
Never mind. I'll avoid that whole thing.
Yeah, let's not touch that. Yeah.
All right. So again, I'm coming to you from Monument Fitness at Monument Fitness on Instagram in Grand Junction, Colorado. You can visit us and message us and send your pictures of your Lifting Ugly Face of the Week contribution to @lifting_ugly, Lift Ugly, Lifting Ugly, all those things. Search them out if you can't find it right away, and you can get a hold of it. You can get a hold of Alki here at Salty Boy with an I, not a Y, _barbell for all your salty barbell needs.
Mm-hmm.
You can. That's my other, and screw the insurance thing. For the time being, I don't have time for it right now.
Slightly retired.
But if you do have an interest, you can shoot me a message and I'll get it done. But I have a lot of shit going on right now. So graphics, art, all things having to do with any artistic things. Zontopia.com @Zontopia on social media. Get a hold of him.
Yeah.
And he will take care of you. He does logos, graphic arts. He can do website setup, all that kind of stuff. Or if you just want a really cool painting, he will sell you a really cool painting that he did. Because he does that as well.
That's pretty neat.
And then let's go back. Let's go here. So if you want to support us, we would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you in advance for visiting patreon.com /liftingugly and signing up for one of the tiers. Or it will cause tears.
We're looking for more sugar daddies and sugar mamas out there.
Yes. I'm working a lot these days, and I know you're working a lot these days.
Yeah.
We would like to work a lot less. And that is only possible through you.
So spend your money.
Our fans. Spend your money wisely. Spend them on us.
Or don't do it wisely. Spend it all.
Yes. Spend it irrationally and give all of it to us. How much money do you have in your bank account?
How much money are you willing to spend?
Yeah. How much money would you regret spending and spend that much?
Do that times 2.
There you go. We'll take it. Thanks, guys. You're the best.
Love you all.
Yeah.
Even our
and that's what you're
still in Russia.
Yeah. Thanks out of US people. You guys are the best. You 6 or 7 people out there. We appreciate it. Spread the word to the rest of the foreign crew. Let's get the foreign crew up and going. I want to see this stuff everywhere.
Ugly International.
It's beautiful. What a beautiful sound that is.
Yeah.
And to get your Lifting Ugly gear, liftingugly.com, as was dropped today, is the Lifting Ugly flag with the new sign
it's a neat
logo
flag
on it. So whether you want to gaze at it like the girl in the picture in your own home, and think of all of the fantastic things you learn and hear on the podcast.
All
Or
the PRs you're gonna set.
That's right. Or if you want to put it up in your gym for motivation to lift ugly and say, oh, I'm just not feeling it. And then you see that flag and you're like, damn it, I'm doing it. Craig and Alki would be disappointed in me if I failed this. I'm doing it.
That's 2 lashings.
That's right. So $35 and that motivation is yours.
Oh, yeah.
$35 for motivation? So you
That's
can't
not bad.
pass that up.
Can't put a
That's
price
not
on
bad
a
at all.
PR.
That's right. Priceless.
Ooh.
0 times 2. What did Nicole say? 0 times 2.
I got you guys. Thanks, Nicole.
Well,
you're
we
a
appreciate
bundle
it.
of joy.
She is a bundle of joy.
Yeah.
You miss her cynicism.
Oh
and
my god.
Her loving hatred of you.
Oh, I know you love me, Nicole. It's okay. I love you too.
All right, so you can go there, get your banners. If you want to sign up for any online coaching, Alki has a larger base of people around him, so he is offering the payment of his one-on-one coaching as well. You can visit the website at liftingugly.com for that also, and just go under the coaching tab, and you can pick either one of us, and you can sign up for said things, and we will get you taken care of. If there's something on there that does not fit what you're looking for, just message us, let us know, and we can try and put something together that will fit your budget or fit your needs.
Yep.
Because, again, we're here for you.
Just trying to make you stronger or prettier. That's all.
That's right. By Lifting Ugly. Man, that tied in just fucking fantastic.
Wonderfully, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here for this week. We will be back next week. Have a great lifting sessions this week.
Oh, yeah.
Any questions, anything you guys want to see, anything you guys want to hear, make sure you let us know, and we will get you taken care of. We're out.
I love it. Peace.